All right, we have here the famous lightsaber engineering project. So first thing you want to do is go ahead and find a lightsaber. Maybe you want to make a replica of one that already exists. Maybe you want to take elements from um, certain ones that are out there. I just Googled Luke Skywalker's lightsaber and we see some different options here. This one's pretty basic, but it has some good features that would be useful. I kind of like this one. It has a circular pattern you would use to make that. And then, so I think I will take a look at this one because this one's got a few of the features that I typically like to use here. All right. So with this one, probably let's see. First thing I want to do is see if I can't find a little bit better view of it, right? I don't necessarily want to trace it, but I do want to have something that I can refer back to. This one's pretty good. So we're going to have a main kind of cylindrical shape, right? And these buttons will be extra. This grip here, I like that grip, the circular pattern. All right, let's go. So first thing we want to do is start a sketch. Now, in the instructions, it says the maximum length should be 5 inches. So one of the first things you want to do is kind of set a line that's 5 inches long. All right. Now, zoom out a bit here. You can see what's going on. You've got to realize that when you do this, it's going to start with a revolve, right? And when you do it, it's going to end up doubling the thickness. So what we're going to do is we're going to sketch half of this lightsaber, right? So it comes pretty, something's going on at the end here I can't quite see. Let me see if I can find a better side view. Episode 4. Yeah, okay, so this is the original one. I think Ray ends up with this one. And future, oh, that's a nice image. Okay, so it is pretty flat in the back. No, that's Anakin. Can't seem to find a very good view. All right. So it looks like something's going on in the back. I can't quite see it very well. So anyway, I'll just continue with, oh, here we go with this view. Okay, so it's just a little thing to attach. All right. So it looks like it comes pretty straight, steps down a little bit, comes straight. So this is a fairly easy start to this one. So the total width of this thing is going to be maybe 3/4 of an inch. So let's make this 0.35. Comes forward, steps down a tiny bit, then comes to the front. All right. Now, the step down, I will say, you're going to have to maybe exaggerate some of that stuff a little bit because if you don't make the stuff, that won't print. Like that difference in thickness won't actually print. So, I think that actually looks like something that's just kind of around the middle. But oh well. All right. So let's go ahead and cut this front part off here. I guess we should shell it first, huh? Or revolve it, I should say. So actually, I want to make the front hollow, right? So let me show you how to do that. Actually, going to draw, we'll say down to there. All right, let's dimension this. 0.08, 0.05 is probably better. Trim off this and this. Let's delete this dimension really quick. dimension here. All right. I'm going to revolve this. Finish sketch. Revolve this shape about this axis. All right. Okay. So I know that steps down quite a bit more than what it appears to in the actual part. And I don't know that I necessarily have the proportions right. This appears to be just about in the middle of the front edge of this. It actually looks like maybe I should step it down back here a little bit too. So I think I'll do that now as well. All right, so let's go back to that revolution, the sketch. All right, I'm actually going to make this line step down here a bit as well. Oh, that's not what I want to do. So I'm actually going to change this up a little bit. And again, I'm just eyeballing the proportion right now. You could get a little more technical and get a little more technical and bring the picture into the model and trace it. But this will do for our purposes here. Sketch. All right. Now, one important thing you can see, so the grip's going to go down here. I got to cut out the front here a bit. All right. So that I might have to move back a little bit. We'll see. So this front part, I got to cut this out. Then I got to make this thing. That's probably one of the more important things to do right now. So this is the important thing here. We got to make a plane. Tangent to surface and parallel to plane. All right. And after I do this, I'll do the grip and then take a break. All right. So tangent to surface and parallel to plane. So we're going to make tangent to this surface, and the plane we want to make it parallel to is going to be the plane that cuts right through the middle of the object. So unfortunately, put it over on this side, which is okay. But see how it's blue? That's a problem. When we go to sketch on it, we want to be on this side to sketch on to make that little scoop cut. But that's going to be unfortunate. Actually, let me try doing that again. Let me change the order I do things. Let's go tangent surface parallel to plane. Let's select the plane first. And then I think if I touch this side, it'll put it right there. Yeah, that's what you want to do. Do the plane first, then touch the side once they go on. Now I can start a sketch over here. All right. And I want to scoop it down here, it looks like, right? So I'm going to start with an arc, right? Now, I probably want the arc to intersect right on that, right there, right where that was there, and somewhere down here. And then we'll do that. Now, I think something like that will probably be good. So we just got to connect it up. All right, finish sketch. And then all you have to do is extrude that shape and make it a cut extrusion. And then hit OK. Now, you see what happened there? See, I don't like that. So what I got to do is I got to go move that drawing up to the top. I should have recognized that, right? This point in the arc should really probably go up there. So I have to delete these constraints, right? If you snap something to a particular area, it's going to want to stay there. So delete constraints, and now it should let me move that point up to there. See how that looks. You know, still kind of weird. I don't love it. That's gonna be too sharp. All right. So now what? Let's go look at the drawing and see if we can figure out what to do here. So it looks like maybe an arc wasn't the right play, right? It almost looks like I have to make a spline here to make it look more like that. So let's go back to this drawing. All right. It looks to me like it should go more steeper and then kind of curve up a little more slowly up to there. So let's go with spline. I didn't really like the way that looked anyway. All right, so the spline, we'll start here, hold down control, and then it kind of came much flatter. All right, and I'm going to adjust it a bit. And move this down a little bit. No. All right. I think it almost went kind of flat in the middle. I think I need to move this one over a bit. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's see what that looks like. All right, that looks more like the desired profile. And if it's not perfect, that's okay. All right, so it's coming along. I'm just going to show you the grip now. Okay, so the grip, let's make this plane not visible anymore. Turn off that visibility. All right, the grip, you're going to make on the work plane right down the middle. Think. Let's go look at the picture. Yeah, it looks like, look at this one. It's right on the main ridge, right? And the grip is kind of like a flat thing. It's like a T shape. All right, so let's go ahead and actually, let's flip back to the sketch again here. Yeah, it's a T shape and extends pretty much to the back, it looks like. Not quite though. So here's what we're gonna do. This will be pretty cool. We're gonna make a work plane, offset from plane, offset from this plane, and we're gonna move it in a little bit. So we're gonna go negative 0.1. See where that puts us. Okay, yeah, we'll start the grip there. All right. Now, let's get ourselves positioned here. I think this is where I want the one to go, right? All right, so this is, it's kind of like a T shape. So let's start a sketch on this work plane. Now, what I gotta do is I gotta change my view. View, visual style, shaded with hidden edges. So that way, when I start sketching, I can see inside. So this is the outer surface. I want to make sure I sketch this T shape right down into that. Now, get this going. I'm going to use something called a 2-point center rectangle. Right? Check this out. I'm going to start it right there. And what that does is makes a rectangle that's centered at that point. So you don't have to do any weird dimensions. Now, I will say you probably want this thicker than you think. You know, 0.05 is pretty darn small. If you don't make it big enough, it's not going to show up. Right? So let's make it up to about there. And there. All right. Now I'm going to do another center point rectangle there. And let's go with that. So we got trim now. Extra stuff out here. You get a lot of extra stuff in the middle from all the construction lines that come with these rectangles. All right, finish sketch. Now we're going to extrude that. We're going to send it that way, the other way, that way, and we're going to drag it up not quite all the way up there. That looks good. All right, 1.93. Let's just round it down to 1.90. 0.95. 0.95. Okay. All right. And actually, that work plane, I might move it back a little bit. It's a little far up. So I can double click on that work plane. 0.05. All right. Double check that extrusion. Let's go back to that. Let's make that 2.0. Nice even numbers here. All right. All right. Now it kind of looked like that was a little bit rounded on the edges. So what we'll do now, we'll quick fill those edges just a tiny bit, way too big. Probably gonna have to do like 0.01 or so. And I'll put 0.02. That looks reasonable. All right, and then you can change your view if you want. I could have done it from that view. All right, looks good. I don't think you want to get into filleting all these edges. You probably won't like that. Okay, so now I'm going to change my view back to shaded with edges. And now the final thing here for the grip is to circular pattern this. All right, so let's go back to 3D model, circular pattern. And the trick here is you got to get the object and you got to select the fillet. Okay, have to select them both, extrusion and the fillet. You could also just select them here. And then the rotational axis is going to be the grip. 6 is too few. Let's try 8. I think that's 8 in the image here. Let's see if we can figure out 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it looks like it must be 8. All right. Looks good. Hit OK. Bam. There's your grip. So it's coming along, right? Starting to look like that lightsaber approximately. Again, note that like those little subtleties and differences in heights, it's better if it's exaggerated in your model a little bit so it shows up better. All right. I'm gonna pause the video here, and I'll pick it back up with the next couple steps: adding buttons, adding this part in the middle to hold the pen, figure out the attachment. I want to chamfer this edge. I think that would look good chamfered real quick while I'm still here. Way too big. 0.03. See what that looks like. Yeah, that looks nice. All right, make that work plane not visible. And we're looking good. All right, starting to look more like a lightsaber. Very cool. All right, I'm going to save it here. Talk to you later.